Hello strategy and tactics fans, welcome to a new video, this time, the ultimate guide for Jagged Alliance 3, for beginners and advanced players. Be sure to explore each sector, even if there are no enemies or if there is no side quest displayed, the minimum you will find in each sector is herbs, and these are enormously important, because medicine is made from them. In many sectors you can also find loot, like knowledge magazines with which you can increase skills. You can find weapons and ammunition and even minefields that are dangerous, but your explosives expert can disarm them so you get components. Partly you will find NPCs with side quest. If you complete the side quest you get rewards at the quest giver, so my very important hint is to examine absolutely every sector, to collect herbs medicines and get your medicine supply replenished.
Let Teddy hog you. I'll hog these stuffings out of you.
Feet. Run. Run, Feet. Please.
Why won't you give Teddy a hug? No one ever wants to give Teddy a hug. Bad, bad, bad!
In relation to that comes the next tip, the shamans and the clinics. Regarding medicines, this will bring you forward with stockpiling. Medical treatment can often be a problem after fighting. We have the one or other injured mercenary, sometimes even severely, and they must be treated by a doctor from our squad. This consumes medicine and it is rare. You can increase your own medicine supply in different ways, but there are also ways how you can heal your mercenaries without your own medicine, and you have several ways to do this. You can either go to clinics or you can go to a shaman. I show you that now with the example of the shaman. We are here on the map, our troop is in Sector E9 and that is the refugee camp. We can see here at the sector image this shaman area, and after you have talked with the shaman you will also get a quest, the shaman treatment. It only costs money and does not consume your own medicine. We take our patients and let them heal for around $50, depending on the severity of the wounds. The whole thing costs a little bit more, or a little less, but nevertheless it saves your own medicine supplies, and therefore this is a good thing. Here we have a clinic. You must finish a mission for access. In other cities there are also clinics that you can also use accordingly. The principle is the same as here. You can heal your soldiers without using your medicine supplies. Now we come to an exciting and explosive topic, and that is ammunition production. We need access to a crafting shop, for example at the dump in L9, you can recognize it by the house symbol with a wrench in it. We now move a squad with an explosives expert, that is the second prerequisite, and then we go to operations and click on craft ammo, assign the expert and choose pick item to get an overview of the ammunition types. The exciting thing is that we can not only craft standard ammunition, for example, the 7.62 NATO rounds require parts and black powder, but what is even more exciting is that you can convert from standard ammunition to special ammunition like armor piercing, hollow point, match rounds or tracer ammo. For example, you often find AK-47 Kalashnikovs, while the opponents wear armor more often. Normal ammunition does less damage, and you would like to have armor-piercing ammunition to kill the enemies faster, then you simply convert your regular ammo to armor-piercing Warsaw Pack ammunition. You need 10 parts and 30 bullets to convert 30 rounds of the better ammunition. Standard ammo then becomes 30 rounds armor-piercing. We just do that, and because 30 rounds do not go far, we make some more. You can find black powder easily by harvesting junk. This can also be done in the L9 area. Armor piercing helps you against armored targets. Hollow points have a high crit chance and inflict bleeding with no armor penetration. Match rounds give you an increased bonus from aiming, and tracer rounds exposes enemies and takes their cover benefits. Subsonic, this is very good if you want to fire quietly and use silencers. We now have one mercenary whose contract has expired and we want to extend the contract. We go to contract and the standard contract period will be around 7 or 8 days. For example, Liveware costs $5,550 for this period. With 14 days she will cost $8,440. Bear in mind, longer contract periods save you a lot of money and should be considered on a regular basis. Only sometimes you should hire mercs for shorter periods like explosive experts just to craft ammo and explosive devices. Another important aspect in my opinion is underestimated by many is the map and the different display options. The main view shows you your squads and you also see enemy movement and diamond deliveries. The diamond delivery should be intercepted, if possible, because that brings $12,000 plus weapons, ammunition, and experience. The notes view is interesting because here we see the overlay to possible quests and it gives you hints on what can or should be done in different locations. Further information to the notes can be found in the command, notes section. In this detailed view you can set different tasks as active and hide your completed progress. The squads and operations view shows you the status of every of your squads. The items and stash view shows you your local stashes and the quantity of items in it. I'm afraid you'll have to send a squad to grab the things, but at least you can see how much gear is spread around. And last but not least we have the buildings view. This overlay is helpful because here you can see directly where for example outposts or hospitals are, where diamond mines are and if they are exhausted. By the way, there is a mod that makes sure that the mines are never depleted, so if you feel too much pressure that your income will become exhausted and you want the whole thing to run steadier, then I recommend you use the mod. If you conquer a sector, you can sometimes train militia using a soldier with a high leader attribute. The militia will help you to defend the sectors against incoming attackers. If you want to attack an area with a large quantity of enemies, you can also engage with multiple squads to make sure you win the fight. The outposts have red shields displaying the current enemy's strength in the specific sector. Once all shields are filled there is a high chance of an outgoing raid. Usually there are missions for all outposts in the area, which allows you to reduce the number of shields before engaging. Regarding your finances you can hover over the field with your mouse to see your income as well as the daily burn rate and a 14-day estimate of your earnings. We come to another important topic which is often underestimated and these are the side quests you can get everywhere in the game world. These can be acquired in conversations for example. This can lead to an increase of loyalty in the villages and therefore increases the ability of the village to defend itself with the help of militia against incoming aggressors. Also you can acquire weapons or items that can be used or even sold for profit. You are free to choose the outcome of different side quests and so every playthrough should differ slightly. Jagged Alliance is not just a squad tactics game but it also goes a little bit in the direction of role-playing and decision-making. You should consider training your mercs whenever possible. This works by assigning a trainer to improve the stats of the other soldiers over time. The trainer should have a higher attribute stat than the trained mercs and diminishing returns are used during this process. This means the higher the difference of the trainer's stats the more the trainees will learn. You can change the attribute stat in the train mercs window. The next topic is not only fun, but it is also important and useful, namely weapons modifications. You have a wide choice of weapons in the game. These are weapons that partly origin from the Second World War or before like the 98 rifle, the MP40, the MG42 or different sidearms, but then we also have weapons that were developed during the Cold War like the AK-47 or more modern weapons like the M14, the M16, the RPK-74, the FAL, the FAMAs. For most guns you can craft weapons mods. For this you need parts and the more the better. Also you need special components like for example a steel tube, lenses or computer chips. You need a gifted technician with a technical value as high as possible to craft those items. The mods are bound to each weapon and it should be considered carefully what to craft since the components are rare. To modify a weapon just click on it with right mouse button and go to modify then. You will get to the weapon screen showing all different specs. You can rotate the gun and view it from all angles. On the bottom of the screen you can see what weapon mods can be built for the weapon. I would suggest to craft scopes and barrels. Sniper rifles can make great use of suppressors. For different purposes also bipod can be useful. If you fail to craft a mod the parts are gone and the weapon can take damage. The different parts must be in the soldier's inventory to be used for modding. You can also enhance melee weapons with a blade sharpener or balancing weights. Crafted gear looks different in the inventory, and when hovering with the mouse over them you can see the details. To enhance armor you need plates or weave paddings that can be used to improve armor like helmets, vests and trousers. Crafted equipment is highlighted with a symbol that indicates these reinforced parts. When hovering over the items you can see the advantages they give you. This can range from light camouflage, which gives you a sneak bonus, to heavyweight armor for juggernauts. You must decide which armor makes sense for the individual soldier. It might not necessarily always be the heaviest and strongest armor if you lose your mobility. You also should consider giving the soldiers different weapons to make use of the different ammunition pools. This way you can prevent to run dry of special kinds of ammo. Yes, there are traders in the game, but the traders are a bit different than you imagine. You don't get a menu or a page where you can choose between different items, but you have basically flea market traders or smugglers who have stands and sell single items with very limited quantity only. One of those markets can be found in Fleetown H9. Press the Alt key and you will see the explosive device seller, the weapons dealer, and the scrap collector. Hovering with the mouse over the individuals to see what is sold there, you can buy or find magazines to increase the different attributes of your soldiers. These should be applied to the merc with the highest stat and can improve the ability up to 100. Once you have reached 100 you can teach other mercs until they have maxed out their attribute. If you want to help others, you might write down different secret spots in the comments below. This can range from hospitals or dealers or even Easter eggs with the specific location coordinate. I am looking forward to your findings. Please tell me if you like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Would you like to see mission-based Let's Plays or tactical advice? Just let me know in the comments. Other than that, I'll just say have fun. There will be more in the next video. Thank you for watching and good luck out there.
Good job! Oh, that one be dead for sure.
Mike!